this is not a good period for AEW, and honestly, there's nothing they can do to outshine WWE at all right now. This is because WWE's been building up the current storyline for 2 years, where it's Cody, Sami Zayn, all the shit that's been happening, way more compelling.
Tonight we're gonna do some match rundown and some match prediction. I think that's the best option for tonight. I know it's a
Let's
little.
do it for all out revolution.
We're a little bit close to the revolution, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. Do you want to start at any match specifically?
No, I was thinking just go from beginning to end. Like
let's
first.
go from. I'm here on the rundown of the card. Let's go. We'll start with the Christian Cage versus Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Sorry, Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Jungle Boy. Well, first of all, I'm surprised this saga is still going on. It hasn't been resolved between these two guys. I feel like we saw the end of this already.
Except for the fact that like Christian Cage was injured for the last like 6 months, so he couldn't be around. That's the problem.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you're right. We didn't get an actual proper.
You only got to see Jungle Boy finish off with Luchasaurus.
Right, it was always Luchasaurus. I forgot. Yeah, but you're right. We haven't seen Luchasaurus in a while, so I guess they cut him out of the storyline. And I literally didn't realize that till right now that we haven't seen Luchasaurus being involved at all.
Right.
So now, if there's no Luchasaurus, if he doesn't come out and do like interference, then hopefully this saga will end with Jungle Boy. And then I don't know what Jungle Boy's going to do after this. This has been the most compelling part of his entire character.
He swore to win his first single set on 2023, so that's
yeah, he told us that.
And Christian Cage literally said over his dead body.
Yeah. All right, so probably what will end up happening is he's going to beat Christian Cage, and then Christian Cage is going to try to foil his plans to get the TNT Championship all year, and then probably by Full Gear, he'll probably win then.
I don't agree with you. I don't agree with all that at all, honestly enough. So
where do you see the story going?
So before this, they didn't announce it was a no holds barred match. It is a no holds barred match, which is generally the end of a feud. So I can see this being the end of the actual feud. I don't see him taking the TNT title. That's my honest. That's what I don't see.
You think he's gonna get world championship?
No, I think he's gonna beat Orange Cassidy at some point for the All Atlantic and sometimes Pacific. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess. I guess that's a safer choice. A lot less compelling.
Is it? The TNT title is kind of trash. Like.
I mean, but like technically, if you have to rank the belts,
right now, if I had to rank the belts, easy. AEW World Championship, followed by Tag Team, then the Orange Cassidy belts, then the Trios, then the Women's title, then the TBS title, and then finally the TNT title.
Yeah, the TNT title. No, I agree. It's been trashed around by too many. It gets trashed around, starting with Scorpio Sky. I think.
Let's not get into too much of the TNT title. let's finish up with Christian Cage. I'm saying right now, winner Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Who should win? Also Jungle Boy Jack Perry.
Yeah, sure. I don't disagree with that. Yep, I think that's gonna happen.
Yep. All right. Next, we have here the Elite, which being Kenny Omega, Matt Jackson, Nick Jackson versus the House of Black, Malachi Black, Brody King, and Buddy Matthews for the AEW World's Trios Championship.
This is probably. I think this is probably going to be the best match of the night. I think Malachi Black is long overdue for just a very good Meltzer performance.
I can't disagree with you on it being the best match of the night. Unfortunately, like. The card also looks really weak in a lot of areas, so I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see that. I feel like they gave up too many of their good matches on TV recently as well.
Yes, and on top of that, I think there should have been a way longer build-up.
Probably.
For House of Black versus, because they debuted this whole thing during Rampage, so, I was like, what? When it happened, it was already over,
So does that mean you don't think the House of Black is going to win this on Sunday?
I'd be surprised the House of Black won it, to be honest, because for right now, it feels like the Trios Championship is just a great way to glorify the Elite.
Yeah.
It's a great way to get them on TV. People want to see them still, so
I will say
I think give it to the Elite this time.
I will say the hardest one for me to pick tonight is probably this one. I actually think House of Black should win, but I don't know if they will. I will still pick House of Black. Just because you picked the Elite, I'll pick House of Black. Because, I mean...
Yeah, it's a very much a toss-up because I feel like House of Black is long overdue for something.
It could go either way. I think the biggest problem is that if House of Black does not win, I don't know what they're doing together anymore. I don't know why bother following House of Black if they just can't win anything. That's my problem. All right.
It's a very good point. I agree with that. We'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Next, we have Jamie Hayter versus Saraya versus Ruby Soho in a three-way AEW Women's World Championship match.
Yeah, I feel like this whole storyline got out of hand.
I feel like I have much stronger feelings about it than you do.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. I'm just like, why is Ruby Soho doing this? It doesn't. I don't know. It just came out of nowhere, and I'm not a Saraya guy. As far as like who's gonna win, it's gonna be Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter is very, very, very over. I'm a big fan of Jamie Hayter. I think she's probably one of the best female wrestlers I've seen in a very long time, and she will retain the Divas Championship.
Divas Championship.
The AEW Divas Championship.
So I'll agree with you on most of the things. I think Jamie Hayter should win. Jamie Hayter will win. She to me is still going to be the forgotten women's champion. There's no doubt in my mind. People are not going to remember that Jamie Hayter was a champion as it stands right now. I'm really, really scared that they're going to give Saraya the belts. I don't think she needs it. I don't think she deserves it.
I don't think she can wrestle enough.
My issue has been I keep asking myself the question: how long do I have to wait to give Saraya a chance to show that she's shook off the ring rust for me to be like, okay, she doesn't. Either she never was very good as a wrestler, or she isn't anymore. She isn't good as a wrestler anymore. And I'm like, when is it fair at this point? I honestly enough, I don't really care for Saraya, but it's also more that this whole storyline and match has been very weird. It's been it's the Women's World Championship it just feels secondary to whatever else is going on in the background of this story, which is not how it should be. And the story itself doesn't really, it's not compelling, nor does it make a lot of sense in a lot of ways. Why is Toni Storm a heel now? What those questions?
Yeah. I don't know. I think I agree. It's just all too random. It's too random. I thought Saraya came on as a babyface. Remember, she was like,
"Yeah,
come on, women of the back," and then all the babyface women came out of Riho and Willow.
Yeah, Riho, Willow.
Remember that? It was a cringe fest, and
yep.
And all of a sudden they're the bad guys because they came from WWE. And they're not homegrown. Okay, sure, but I mean, I don't know.
It feels like a very, very weak invasion angle. I get it.
Very weak invasion angle, and I thought that Saraya was gonna fix things and maybe take. I thought she was probably. I was hoping that they get her in and she's gonna take over more of a creative role and sort of do something compelling, but so far it's been whatever.
I think it's been very helpful. I think the best outcome of this match for me personally is that DMD turns on Jamie Hayter, but does not cost the belts, and we get a Jamie Hayter versus DMD storyline going forward.
Yeah, you're right. I mean that's eventually gonna happen.
I think it's the best outcome going forward this match. Why didn't we get Jamie Hayter versus DMD? Why didn't we get Jamie Hayter versus Riho? I would love to see Jamie Hayter versus Emmy too. Those would be all great matches.
And dude, is Ruby Soho isn't really over,
Oh no, I disagree with you on that one. She's way over. Whether it's her song,
really,
whether it's her song doing the heavy lifting or not, I still think the crowd likes Soho more than a lot of the women in the division.
Sure, yeah.
You're talking about the AEW women's division. There are not that many people in the women's division who are over.
True. Okay. Yeah. If you're gonna, if you want to just look at that,
you can't compare it to Moxley. Of course not.
Yeah. Of course.
We got here Jericho versus Starks.
Yeah. I honestly, I thought the shit was over. And I'm gonna give it a Starks because they have to do something with this guy. And Jericho is a great guy to lose to. He's a great guy to beat, to win your match over, because Jericho could win or lose any match. He's still gonna be Jericho.
Well, he still has. He's a great.
Yeah, he's a great launch pad for anybody. So
depending on who you're talking about, sure. Yeah, that's true.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, exactly. But like, it always makes sense that if you want to build this guy, have him go against Jericho. Sure. Yeah, I mean, because honestly, I mean, Action Andretti, not that bad. You know, like
I disagree with you.
Maybe the charisma's not there, the promo skills, you know,
he's
like
very green. He
very
almost,
green.
He almost concussed Sammy on Dynamite in that ladder match.
Yeah. That was a shitty botch, but I mean, he had a pretty good match with Sammy Guevara. I mean, Sammy Guevara, of course, probably doing most of the heavy lifting there. But it was not a bad match against Sammy on Rampage.
I'm gonna say this though. I don't like Action Andretti, and I feel like Action Andretti is the creative wrestler you make at your house, who has every move of every character or of every wrestler you love. And it's the most boring wrestler it's still the most boring wrestler you'll see. Like it's a matter of stringing moves together that make no sense. But he takes like when I saw him doing the Hilo from Eddie Guerrero's Hilo, I got really annoyed. I really did.
Yeah.
So like there's just that kind of stuff. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't care for Action Andretti. My honest, as far as this match goes, Starks should win. Starks will win. I think we're gonna see Action Andretti in some capacity. You know what? If you want to make Action Andretti kind of like interesting, I think you should put him with the JAS. Honestly enough, him on his own is just the death of Action Andretti.
That's actually very funny. Like I would love that. I would love just that faction to get even bigger for no reason.
If there was ever a time where Starks would lose Jericho in this regard, I could actually see that happening. I don't think the book. I don't think whoever's writing the story, which is usually Tony Khan, is this deep. Is gonna go this way. But if I could see Starks taking a loss because JS is not allowed at ringside, but Action Andretti is. Action Andretti could easily screw over Ricky Starks. Being like, oh, I was, you know, Jericho told me he would make me bigger and better. He offered me money. He offered me this and that. Like he offered me a place in JS. I can see that being him being part of the new member of the JS. I don't see it happening, but that would be at least more interesting than anything else.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That would actually make me way more happier because it's just funnier.
We have the next match, which is the piss break match of the night. It's Samoa Joe versus Wardlow.
Yeah, this is gonna suck.
I thought you were a big Wardlow fan.
No. I wanted Wardlow to do more.
Also, this is for the I really like the TNT Championship, by the way. This is not for the ROH Championship. It's just for the AEW TNT Championship.
Yeah. I just think Samoa Joe. I don't think Samoa Joe can wrestle the way I want him to anymore, and Wardlow is just I've sort of he's lost a lot of his luster, especially now that they cut his hair off.
Wait, you're saying that Samoa Joe can't wrestle like it's 2009, and you don't want to see Wardlow destroying security guard after security guard, especially in 20-man matches?
That's exactly what I'm saying, man. I'm tired of the security guard bits.
It's so it's so weird that I constantly see Wardlow destroying security guard after security guard. When I feel like he's supposed to be the babyface here. Yeah,
he's hurting the working man. These guys are just doing their job, and he's like having a tantrum. I mean, it's always funny, but it's very true. Like
it was so weird to have Mark Sterling come out.
He's working.
Yeah, it was so weird to have Mark Sterling come out and start feuding with Wardlow on behalf of the security guards who are the heels in this situation. It was the security guards who were in the wrong.
They were doing a class action suit, and they were like, "Actually, we don't want money. We actually want to fight you."
Yeah, I'm like, okay, this is weird. Like, what a way to destroy Wardlow's credibility. Just have him fight 20 random security guards.
20 working stiffs, some working good old Americans showing up to work.
Pretty much.
He's putting them in the hospital. You're right. Wardlow should be a heel. Honestly, maybe that's his next thing. They should just spin that.
It would make more sense.
This man hurts the working man.
You know, like it would make more sense. He dressed
make more sense.
He dressed like a rich guy too. He dressed like a rich guy too. He's always in a suit.
Oh yeah, the suit doesn't make any sense, dude. Like, whoever is just in charge of Wardlow's character is screwing it up because
I don't know, man.
I'm so glad you brought this up. The suit never makes sense. He looks good in the suit, but other
He
than
does.
that, the suit means it usually indicates you are the heel. It doesn't make any
A lot
sense.
of times it does. That's why it goes. Like the biggest issue I still say is every time is that you look at AEW wants Wardlow to be what Powerhouse Hobbs is. They want Wardlow to be what Keith Lee is. They want Wardlow to be like a dozen other guys they already have on the roster who do it better than Wardlow.
Yeah,
that's it. I mean, honestly, I'll say this: like Joe versus Wardlow, I don't give a shit. Samoa Joe should win, not because he's better than him, just because I don't care for Wardlow. Wardlow will win.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely, no chance that Joe walks away. And then, unfortunately, on Wednesday next week, it'll be Wardlow jobbing out Hobbs.
Yeah, well, it'd be nice if Hobbs just upsets the whole situation in a week. Not even a week, within 3 days.
Would it be better? So it would literally be Joe dropping the title to Wardlow, dropping the title to Hobbs.
I still find that more interesting. As long as Hobbs gets it on Wednesday.
I want Hobbs to be champion too, but is it better to be champion of a garbage title? I don't understand why people would agree to be part of the ladder match for the TNT title.
Doesn't it come with a pay raise? I don't know.
I don't.
In kayfabe, does it come with a pay raise?
Look, I'll be honest with you. I don't understand why why they need a ladder match for the TNT title challenger. Why was there not a ladder match on Revolution for the next challenger for the AEW World Championship, which would have made much more sense.
You're right. Don't they usually have that? No, didn't they do it already with Ricky Starks?
I mean, I'm sure they did at some point, but like, why would Wardlow's the only guy dumb enough to go, I want the AEW TNT Championship instead of the World Championship?
Yeah.
No one else wants this title. Nobody else. Like, I'm not saying no one. Like, but it's like it's the equivalent of the Intercontinental title in WWE from like 2004 to 2018, or whatever it was. When every single when it was Dolph Ziggler who was the IC title holder who would lose every single match. It's the equivalent of that to me. Like, the TNT Championship means nothing. It's bounced around every week or every other week to a different person. In the last 3 months or the last 2 months, whatever it was, you had Joe as a champion twice, Darby as a champion, and Wardlow as a champion.
I forgot Darby Allin was champion.
Yeah,
for a hot weekend.
You see, you forgot all about that. That's the problem with the TNT Championship, man. When was the last time Joe defended his title on TV or anywhere?
Yeah,
I think it's been like Joe won the title, and I don't think we've seen him defend the title since he won it.
He has not. He's won it from Darby Allin back, and that was it.
So what do I care about this title? Like, this is a nothing title. Honestly, the title adds nothing to this feud. Like, I don't understand why. I don't know. This could have been this Joe could have just been beating the shit out of Wardlow to be a heel. It would work just as well as without the title. I don't think the title matters.
I agree.
All right. Next we got up here Jon Moxley versus Hangman Adam Page in a Texas death match.
I'm kind of tired of seeing Jon Moxley just bleed for 20 minutes. So
you're not gonna like this match.
Wait, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
Then you're not gonna like this match.
Yeah, I'm not gonna enjoy this. I just kind of want to see Hangman win this one with a nice, the spinning lariato.
The buckshot lariat.
Buckshot lariato, aka Logan Paul's finisher.
Oh god.
Yeah, Logan Paul's finisher.
Logan Paul, the finisher who destroyed his legs trying to do it. Yes.
Yeah. Exactly. So I'd like to see Hangman win this one, and I honestly got nothing else to say. This was just.
It's fine.
This match would not have happened if Hangman didn't get a concussion, and that's pretty much my hot take.
I'll grant you that this probably never would happen if he hadn't gotten his concussion. But at the same time, like, you kind of work with what you're given. So like that's how it panned out.
Yeah, which is fine.
I'm okay with that. I don't mind the feud between Hangman and Jon Moxley. I agree with you. I'm sick of seeing Moxley bleed himself in every match, especially
Yeah, it's
when we tend to,
disgusting now.
especially
Yeah.
when we tend to catch him as opponents doing it in most of the matches that happens.
Yeah. It's ridiculous.
Who should win? I'm gonna say Hangman and Page. Who will win? I think it's also gonna be Page. I think that they messed up in some way. Again, for me, I don't know why they gave not Hangman. I don't know why they gave Moxley his 100th win against Uno. I'm not gonna get into this about Uno. Not here, not now.
I was about to say, yeah. You think Pizzeria Uno's gonna show up?
No. What I was gonna say was, instead of having having getting his 100th win against Uno, they should have saved his 100th win for Revolution. That way, it would have been less clear about who you would think would be the winner. Is John Moxley going to his 100th title plus beat Hangman, or is Hangman just going to beat the crap out of Moxley?
This is a good point, and I reckon they probably didn't even realize this was going to be Hangman's 100th win until after they announced the booking for the Uno match.
Yeah, probably not, but it's just like that's just how it goes. Unfortunately, it's just one of those things where, to be fair, you could have had Uno win. You could have had Uno get a shit win. The the Dork Order comes out,
or even just Hangman just sabotaging John Moxley, which would have made it way more compelling.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You have Hangman come out. Moxley's beating the shit out of Uno to the point where Uno can't respond anymore. He hasn't pinned him. He hasn't submitted him. He's just beating him. Hangman's like, he just goes, I've had enough. He comes down, fight to the back to have a no contest if he wants. It's not. He's 9-9-0-1.
This would have been perfect.
Uno didn't get the win, still, and then you have your 100th win for Revolution. I still think the match will be good. I'm sure there'll be a lot of blood. I'm sure John Moxley will love that. But it'll be what it is. We've seen this match I think twice or 3 times already. And,
yeah, I feel like we saw this already.
You know, I think it'll be more interesting to see what Hangman brings to a Texas death match that he hasn't brought in the last 3 he's been in.
Yes,
we'll go from there. Yes. We got 2 more to go. So we have now the 4-way tag match for the AEW World Tag Team Championship, which is the Guns, the Acclaimed, Lethal and Jarrett, and then Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, which is mind-boggling to me.
yeah. I didn't see any freaking reason to have Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, but whatever. This is probably going to be a lot of fun just because it's going to be total chaos.
Yes.
There's going to be some shattered guitars. You're going to have.
I think that's why they added Cassidy and Danhausen, was so they can have more chaos.
Which is fine. I do not care. This is going to be a great second to last match before MJF.
I was really worried they were going to add FTR and make this match much harder for me to call the winner of. with FTR not in the picture, the Guns deserve to win and they will win. Absolutely, hands down.
You believe the Guns deserve to win?
Absolutely. If you do not think the Guns are work hard at being a tag team and being very good at what they do, you're not watching the Guns at all.
For me, the Guns are just very good enhancement talent. I don't find them great wrestlers.
I will only half agree with you on that. First of all, I do feel like they're very good wrestlers. They don't show it as often because they're not always in like serious matches, and this should have probably been a very serious match between the Guns and the Acclaimed to show off how good the Guns can actually be. I won't agree with you on the Guns are an enhancement talent, but I think you have to understand they're much more than that. Every time the Guns come out in the last year, if not more, the crowd reaction they get is equal to, if not better than, the majority of the roster. Whether it's negative or not, the crowd loves to cheer against them.
Yeah, okay, they're over in that sense, yeah.
Well, what other sense should you be over in? Like, when the Guns beat the Acclaim for the titles, the crowd visibly, audibly booed loud enough for people to hear. How often do you hear the crowd booing in AEW?
Yeah,
it's never happened.
Yeah, that was a great crowd too.
No, but the booing is okay. Booing is not a bad thing. You never get booing in AEW. It doesn't exist.
Any reaction is a good reaction. I just don't. I honestly have no idea where this is gonna go. I honestly, to me, my favorite tag team in that whole group is I'm one of the few people that loves everything Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt do.
I love Jay Lethal and Sanjay Dutt. They're great. I think
they're great foils, because they're not exactly clowns. Jay Lethal can wrestle his ass off, and
dude.
Just Sanjay and Satnam is just hilarious to watch. I think for me they're very, very entertaining, and I think Jeff Jarrett is it's incredible to see a man that age do all that shit. So they're my favorite tag team in this thing.
I love Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett together. I think that the group they have going is great. They still haven't got the end. So here's the thing that as well, they still haven't finished the end of their storyline with what's his name, Walter House. What's his name is there? The winner of the Golden Globe there.
Oh yeah, Paul Walterhausen.
That's the one.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about. I love that guy. Yeah.
So
I don't
he's
know
great.
His name.
But he like they haven't finished that storyline too. So I would actually expect to see him at Revolution as well.
I would love that. Yeah, because that guy's so awesome.
So he's great. I would not be surprised to see him there. I love them. I don't know if you noticed. I'm pretty sure Satnam was rocking a perm last week.
I didn't notice.
He had the really like crazy curls.
Yeah, no, he was. He had like curls. Yes.
I think it was great. I thought it was amazing. Dude, like I said, Satnam's been slowly winning me over. I'm not gonna lie. I've really been enjoying like what Satnam's doing.
Yes, because you know why they're not overly pushing Satnam. They're just
not as a wrestler, as a personality. Now, you know? That's it. I agree. But at the same time, like, I don't see Lethal and Jarrett winning. I think the Acclaim are going to have another match against the Guns eventually. I still think it's also the same thing, though. The biggest heel in the company is MJF. No one boos MJF when he wins or when he does other things. It doesn't happen. They might be, they're angry, but they don't boo. They audibly booed the Guns. That's huge in AEW.
I guess so. You just need. Okay, so I can see what you mean. Then if that's probably what's going to end up happening. Then yeah, the Guns are going to win it just so Tony has somebody to boo all the time. You know.
Well, I
guaranteed boos.
That's part of it. So I can. I'm not. I don't feel confident in this match. Before they started putting in Orange Cassidy and Danhausen, I was much more confident about the idea that Daddy Ass was going to turn on the Acclaim on
I thought this was going to happen a lot sooner because of Tony Khan booking, but
so I don't know if
they're kind of letting this marinate, which is good, you know.
Yeah, I don't know if that's still going to happen at Revolution. It still might, but with Paul Walterhausen potentially showing up as well, I can see that kind of being like out the window now. I think
you can only have one of those spots, you know. It's either or. So
yeah, pretty much. I think the end game. Well, it depends. If Paul Walterhausen comes down with OC and Danhausen dressed like the best friends, you can have both spots. But it's still a lot for one match.
It's a lot for one match. Is a lot before your main event too.
Yeah. To be fair, this might not go on before the main events. This is just how it's. This is how it's.
Oh, this is just the card. Okay.
This is how it's listed on the thing. So like I've been going down like how it is. I can actually see the Elite opening the show. That could be something that's possible too.
Yeah, I could see that too. You know? Yeah. And it's not a bad opening.
I can see John Moxley and Hangman being the one right before the undercard basically.
Yeah, you're probably right on that.
I can see that being.
The tag team's probably going to be in the right smack in the middle.
Probably.
Yeah. But after the women's boring match.
But what I expect the outcome of the Guns versus Acclaim to be in the end at the end, not even on Revolution, but whenever they finish whenever they get through with it, it'll be that Daddy Ass is back with the Guns.
Yeah, that has to happen eventually, and so it's a good point.
Then they might even drop the titles at some point, maybe even to FTR if FTR come back. Because they already built the story with FTR, so it could be that they drop the titles to FTR eventually if the FTR comes back, and then they might be that the Guns or the Gun Club as they were formerly known would potentially go after the trios belts.
Sure. Yeah, that's not bad. It's not bad.
I can see that going.
Yeah.
We got one more going on here. We have the 60-minute Iron Man match for the AEW World Championship.
This is gonna be an easy MJF win. Not easy MJF win. Easy to call MJF win.
Easy call.
But it is great. It's great fan service because it is a dream match at the end of the day, and it's so nice that they're giving us 60 minutes of it. Because it's like it's the most Bryan Danielson thing to do as well, to do a 60-minute Iron Man match. Here's the thing that we really should think about, though. What's the final pin score going to be, pin tally? And I'm going to go 3-2. Why? what were we about to say?
No, I'm listening. I'm going.
Oh,
I don't know. I'm trying to think what it would be.
The final pin score is gonna be 3-2 MJF. MJF will probably win the last one through some brass knuckle kind of bullshit, cheating. But I think it's gonna be a fun match with all the pins. So
what I would have liked to have seen would have been a special guest referee that MJF pays off to never count a victory, to never count a pin.
Did WWE ever do that?
I'm sure they've done something like that in the past. They must have. But I would have liked to seen that, and Brian just there pinning him. Even when he submits, the guy never calls for anything like that. And then the end of the match is just 1-0 MJF. I would have loved to see that. And it also
that's not bad. That's not bad at all. Either.
It wouldn't ruin any part of Brian Nelson's credibility either way.
Yeah. Both save face.
But I get that. But I also kind of get that's more like how WWE was in the past, where it's like, oh, we don't want to put anyone over. I get it, so it's fine. Final score. Oof. I think the final. I'm gonna give you two final scores. I'm gonna give you. I don't know which one it'll be. I think for me it'll either be 1-0 MJF, or it'll be 2-1 MJF.
Okay.
I don't think.
Why do you think it's gonna be so low?
Games. Sorry.
Why do you think it's gonna be such a low scoring affair?
It's just a feeling that I'm getting from MJF versus Bryan Danielson. It's not that they can't have a high pin count. I don't see it just because the more pins you have, the weaker it makes your character. Weaker makes some character like a wrestler look. In that way, because it means you have to have Bryan Danielson get pinned three times in the same match, and MJF pinned twice, which is never really a good look for a champion or a very high level challenger.
I see what you mean. Yeah, I see what you mean.
I'm not saying that my psychology is right. I could be totally wrong, but that's just the way I see it. I can easily see it being 1-0 or 2-1.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty much dead set on
that's fine.
Not even having one pinfall till like the 49th minute or something like that.
I can see that too. That's very Shawn. That's very Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm expecting blood for sure.
I guess I don't feel like these two guys need the blood as much. I'm not saying it doesn't exist, but I don't think you're gonna see as much blood as you will in Mox versus Hangman.
I hope not. It's disgusting.
I can see maybe a little bit of blood towards the end when there's maybe a brass knuckle shot or something or ring shots. I don't know if there'll be a blood that early in the match though. I just don't know.
Okay. One last question about this match.
Sure.
Do you think a Konosuke Takashita appearance will be made on any level for any angle?
Pre-show.
Yes. Pre-show. Okay.
I don't. Are you asking me if I think that he'll show up in the Iron Man match? No. Specifically, I don't think Takeshita is going to be part of the Iron Man match. I think what's going to happen if you see Takeshita anywhere, and what might end up happening is that the Elite might take the win with help from Takeshita. Because you've been seeing what's his name?
Don Callis.
You've been seeing Don Callis scouting out Takeshita a lot. It doesn't mean he's gonna be part of it, but I could see that being like him coming over to the Elite, maybe, or being Don Callis' new guy, or maybe it's the opposite and Don Callis turns on.
Yeah, actually, that's such a good point. It was a really it's a kind of a fun thing because I don't know where it could be going. So there's no obvious storyline path with Don Callis and Takashita. I didn't see it coming. Yeah. I would never have dream fantasy booked that. So
that could be another option as well. I don't see it happening in the MJF versus Bryan Danielson. I think Takeshita's done with that part of the feud. But I can see him either being on the pre-show or involved in the trios match somehow.
Yeah, trios match more likely.
I can see that.
Definitely.
All right, I think that's pretty much it for the card. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this card is kind of it's okay. It's not great though. I wish it was more interesting. It's just it's not. It really isn't.
Yeah, I think we did. Yeah, I think people will resonate with these opinions.